So here we are in Azure. So let's go ahead and create a resource based on Azure Synapse Analytics. So let me go ahead and hit on add for resources. So I'll go ahead and search for Synapse. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the option of Azure Synapse Analytics, formerly known as SQL Data Warehouse. I'll go ahead and hit on create. So over here, I'll leave the resource group as it is. Now over here, we have to go ahead and give the name of a SQL pool. So this SQL pool will actually go ahead and host the compute resources that are required for hosting that data warehouse. So I can go ahead and just give a name. Now over here, I already have an existing Azure SQL database server already in the East US region. So your SQL data warehouse can actually be hosted on the same database server that is hosting your Azure SQL database. So this is an option. But if you want, you can actually go ahead and create a new database server that can be used for hosting your SQL data warehouse. This is up to you. Now, next in the performance level, over here, you will actually go ahead and choose the amount of data warehousing units that you are going to go ahead and allocate onto your data warehouse. So let me go ahead and choose the minimum. So over here, please note that you are going to be charged approximately 1.5 USD per hour. So if you're going ahead and creating this data warehouse just for seeing how it works, please ensure to go ahead and delete the data warehouse so that you don't incur costs. So let me go ahead and hit on apply. I'll go on to networking, leave everything as it is. I'll go on to additional settings. Now over here, you can actually also go ahead and install the sample AdventureWorks data warehouse has a sample database on the data warehouse itself. I'll go on to review and create, and let's go ahead and hit on create. Let's come back once we have the deployment in place. Now, once the deployment is complete for the data warehouse, so you can go ahead on to the resource. Now you can actually go ahead and connect on to the data warehouse. In the similar way, you'll actually go ahead and connect onto an Azure SQL database. So you'll actually go ahead and use SQL Server Management Studio. So over here, I've actually gone ahead and connected onto the database server. So let me go ahead and just click on refresh over here. I just want to go ahead and ensure that the data warehouse is actually reflected in SQL Server Management Studio. Now, if I go on to my databases, so over here, I should see my Azure SQL database. And over here, I can see my Azure SQL data warehouse. Now, in the tables, I should be seeing some sample tables in place because remember over here, we are actually gone ahead and installed that sample AdventureWorks data warehouse. So over here, you are seeing that there is a lot of similarities when it comes to a SQL database and when it comes to a SQL data warehouse. Again, in the end, you have tables. The tables has columns and it has rows of your data. And then you will actually go ahead and perform SQL queries on the data that is stored in the data warehouse. But remember over here, the key difference is that in your Azure SQL database, this is used for your normal day-to-day transactions for your applications. Whereas your data warehouse will actually have all of your historical data, wherein your data analyst can actually go ahead and perform analysis of the data in the data warehouse. Right, so this marks the end of this chapter.